All right, you're welcome back to Rubbing Minds, and we're talking about the Niger Delta and all of its issues, of course, which affect Nigeria as a whole. And I have here with me Adeola Adeomu, who's been helping us shed some light on it. And I want to talk about, going forward now. You have lived in Sweden for many years now, which is very close to Norway, which is a major oil producer. I don't know how things work there. Are there things you've seen there that will probably start adapting here? I know that people have said, oh, well, Nigeria is a multicultural society. It's easier to run societies where there's a lot of common ground with language, with tribe, with religion. Nigeria is extremely diverse, so it's probably harder to always just pick and adapt, even with size. I mean, Norway is significantly smaller than Nigeria in population. But are there things you've seen that we could, start looking at doing here and making Nigeria work? Especially our oil economy.
Well, I mean, I've not paid a lot of attention to how Norway has been managing our resources. I've lived in Sweden 14 years now. And but what I can shed light on is, what I can hope that Nigeria would imbibe is a system of government that works for Nigeria. In these places you've mentioned, Sweden, Norway, or other countries on the Scandinavian, there is a very close contact between the government and the people. The people know what's going on. The government talks to the people. They ask questions. They, share their ideas. And the people are engaged. So it leaves very little or zero room for example, corruption, because everybody knows what's going on. There's accountability, there's probity, and when you talk about the system of governance, for example, I mean, in Nigeria, this morning I was, on the road and I was, heading towards Okoko, Badagry, and then I'm like, these people here on this street, they don't even know what's going on in their local government. They don't even know what's going on at the state government. How much more? Everybody's saying, oh, it's President Buhari's fault. He promised us change. There's no change. But that's not how it works, People need to look at this from different perspective, Nigeria needs to adopt a system of government that will work for us. What we have today is not working. And it's a pity that no one is talking about it.
Yeah, but this is going to take crazy days and hours and months and probably years of constitutional review.
Yeah.
We've gone down that road before. We know how we ended. And most people will agree with you that we need to look at maybe the way
it's
the
not
country
working.
is run. But is it something that's viable?
It is. I mean, what we are doing in this country, I think, is like we are looking at fire brigade approaches. So that's why when the government said there will be change, everybody thought it would be immediate. But if we don't change our system of government or governance, then we need to look at what do we have? How is it supposed to function?
And how can it work for us?
Is it working? It's not. How can we fix this, I mean, I know the government is fighting corruption, and of course, that's one aspect. But when it comes to my responsibility as a citizen, am I doing what I'm supposed to do? I mean, some people might say, oh, but I'm not employed. How can I help the government when I'm not employed? That brings a balance of, what is the government doing to help my situation? But whilst I'm waiting, what can I do to help myself, to help my community, to help my, It's a pity Nigeria doesn't have a functional social, system whereby people who are out of jobs, can live on certain stipends or go on training sponsored by government. Or
can't even afford salaries.
For example. I mean, so there's a lot of things that are going on here that are not okay. Things should not even be this way, And many of us, or many people in Nigeria growing up now, they don't even have quality life. They don't even know exactly how life should be, in terms of basic education, having an ambition, role models in society to look up to. We are running short of role models in this country.
But finally now, just specifically now the Niger Delta, I mean, if you had like an audience now with Mr. President, what would you tell him to do with regards to fixing, or at least starting to fix what's happening in the Niger Delta, the agitation, making people understand that they belong to Nigeria and letting them be more inclusive in the Nigerian project?
By all means, I think Mr. President, I said by all means, he must have a way to get the attention of these people in a zone that is deprived of violence. They should talk. And like I said earlier on, actions speak louder than words. I think we've talked about so many things in our lives in this country. We have not seen any result for them. When people start to do things, when they start to act, people, government at various levels, even the presidency, I think it was a good thing that the vice president, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, was on hand to commission this cleaning up of some areas of the Niger Delta. This is something that should have happened many years ago, because reports have it that it might take up to 50 years to clean the Niger Delta. That commissioning should not just be a commission. It must be a process that's going on. It must be an action by showing commitment to the people, that you really care about them. And like we said, infrastructures, education, good life, good roads.
They have to start happening.
Everything must start. That is the way to talk to the people. Don't talk for talking's sake. Do something. Let them see, And this is not just Niger Delta, but everywhere in Nigeria. If you look around, we all need our lives to be improved.
Yes, we do. Thank you very much, Adeola, for being here today. Hopefully someone's listening. I know that we talk a lot in Nigeria, and we always hope someone is listening, but most times things remain the same. But I mean, this government promised a lot of things. Hopefully they start keeping them. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you very much.
We're going to be taking a music break now. Please don't go anywhere. Enjoy this music break, and we'll see you in a moment.